A Feast of Crows, the fourth book in A Song of Ice and Fire. Now everybody always says like A Storm of Swords is the best. A criticism I will have of this one maybe is that it does feel very slow. In the beginning especially. It feels very slow. Martin puts a lot of like new pieces on the table. It's interesting. The new characters and storylines he puts in, their stories go pretty faster. Especially the Iron Islands. That moves at a decent clip and that's really exciting to read. But then the stories we already know, the people we've already been introduced to, these ones go much slower. Especially like Sam's journey in this. If you look at this bigger book and you see where Sam starts and where Sam ends the story, it's like, wait a minute. In the whole, that's the whole, but it's still very compelling and it's still very interesting where he ends up in the things he sees. So it is slow, but it does justify itself by the end because you're so invested in a lot of these storylines. The Iron Island stuff is for me a standout in this. It's a standout in this. And we for the first time get a perspective from two female characters that we've never had perspectives from, although we already know them. And it was really good seeing both and how they kind of juxtapose. It's Cersei and it's Brienne. It's really well done, and the mistakes that the characters start to make, and it's brilliant. Like, it's obvious to us because we kind of have bias, and some of us also because we know more of what the story is because we watch the TV show. Although this and the TV show is so far apart from each other, it's not even, it's insane. But like, how they believe this is actually the smart choice they're making, and they're good choices and stuff, and then other people start saying, and that's a terrible choice, and then how things start to blow up in people's faces. The last part of this book I loved. It got so interesting, so good, and really crazy. I'll say it's not, I don't think it's as good as Storm of Swords, but it was never meant to be as good as Storm of Swords. But I will still prefer this over the first two books, A Game of Thrones and A Clash of Kings. I love the many chess pieces and then the craziness that happens. But it also does feel like this is a transition book into more stuff. It doesn't feel like a complete story, but I mean, Martin even says that in the beginning. This is kind of a part one to a two-part book to get to the whole story. That's still part of the bigger series. Yeah, and I've seen The Dance of Dragons. That book is thick as craziness. You will definitely miss the characters that your storylines are not saying that you'll only pick up in Dance of Dragons, but a lot of the characters you do see in here does make up for it and does justify it. At least by the end, even if you don't feel like it at the beginning, by the end you'll be like, I understand, that was great, really enjoyed that. It is just such a beautiful, visceral world. And there's so many fascinating, interesting, even minor characters. And there's characters that the show never had in, and I'm like, how did you not put that character in? Even if it was just from one episode. Just to me, there's such a great character, it's such a fascinating point of view. But I mean, yeah, they made their choices and the show ended up the way the show ended up, and the books are going the way the books are going. Still enjoying A Song of Ice and Fire, and I can't wait to get to the fifth book. It's well worth your time. It's, like I said, a bit slow in the beginning, but the end just wonderful. When Martin stuff starts coming together, it comes together like few other things. And all the storylines end on a very interesting. Whoa, I have to read more and have to find out what happens after this. Which got me nervous for A Dance of Dragons, because if A Dance of Dragons has the same problem and we don't know what's happening after that, yeah. Now I'm starting to get more why people are so angry that Winds of Winter is never coming.